What if I told you that one of the first forms of knowledge to vanish from this world is not prayer, not fasting, not even the Quran itself, but... Welcome to Many Faiths, your go-to channel for authentic Islamic wada'if, halal manifestation techniques and exploration of Quranic science. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ warned us that near the end of times, knowledge will be lifted, but not all at once. The first knowledge to disappear will be the laws of inheritance. And today, we can see that as the day of judgment approaches, Muslims are increasingly losing the ability to properly divide inheritance. Why? Because wealth divides families. And a society that forgets how to distribute wealth with justice crumbles into greed, oppression, and chaos. And that's why I ask you to please learn, understand, and apply. Because knowledge lost is justice lost. Today, something even stranger has happened. Information is everywhere, but wisdom is nowhere. We have Islamic inheritance laws at our fingertips, yet most of us don't understand them, let alone apply them. The rules of inheritance in Islam are not just divine laws, they are mathematical miracles, encoded within 4 verses of Surah An-Nisa, that is chapter number 4 from verse 11 to 14. These 4 verses have inspired centuries of scholarships and admiration. Just 4 verses, guys. 4 verses, yet they have sparked encyclopedias of research, leaving financial experts and Islamic scholars in awe of their precision and balance. Just 4 verses. These are not just rules, they are a divine blueprint for justice, ensuring every rightful heir receives their dues. Unlike man-made systems prone to bias and corruption, Islam's inheritance laws are a perfect balance of fairness and responsibilities. Imagine a family where the father has passed away, leaving behind a wife, a son, a daughter, and his elderly parents. How would his wealth be distributed? So let's take a look. First, any outstanding debt, then bequest, and then funeral expenses are paid from the deceased estate. If he made a will, it should only be up to 1/3 of his entire wealth. Islam doesn't allow altering inheritance laws through a will, meaning a 1/3 wealth of the deceased cannot be given as a bequest to his ascendants, meaning upwards, meaning his father, mother, grandfather, or grandmother, etc. Similarly, 1/3 wealth of the deceased cannot be given as a bequest to his descendants, meaning downwards, meaning his son, daughter, his granddaughter, grandson, etc. Similarly, a bequest amount of 1/3 cannot be given to sideways, meaning his brothers, his sisters, etc. But cousins, however, if the deceased wish to give his cousin more than 1/3, all other heirs must consent after his passing. Again, it's always best to consult an Islamic scholar to ensure that deceased will aligns with Islamic Shariah and local legal requirements. It is important to note that while Allah mentions wasiyah, will before death in the Quran, some scholars based on hadith argue that death should be settled first, followed by the wasiyah, and then the distribution of the inheritance. Once we are done with the debt and bequest, the remaining estate is distributed as follows. Deceased man's wife will get 1/8 if they have children. Deceased man's father will get 1/6 and his mother will also get 1/6. The remaining wealth is shared between his sons and daughters, with the son receiving twice the share of the daughter. But why does the son get double? Is this unfair or what? A man's double share isn't just his to enjoy. It is his duty to financially support his wife, his mother, his unmarried sisters, and daughters. And what about women's one share? Well, she owes it to no one. It is hers to spend, save, or invest as she pleases, without any obligations to provide for others. But what if a woman earns her own money today? What if gender roles have shifted? Does that change the law of inheritance also? No, because Islamic law isn't about personal earnings, it's about divine rights and responsibilities.